Chapter 1. The Awakened Martial Soul with 5 Gold Soul Coins. Finally, I've gathered enough gold coins to awaken my soul power. Lin Xiao sighed as he stared at the 5 gold coins in his hand. 5 whole coins, after everything he'd sold. Xiaoling, damn Xiaoling, if it weren't for you, awakening a spirit wouldn't cost a penny. He cursed the memory of that man under his breath. It was all his fault that awakening cost money now. Lin Xiao had transmigrated into this world. He had dreamed of living grandly, of stepping on Xiaoling and slapping Yu Xiaogang, but he had never expected to land on the Douluo Continent 10,000 years later. To awaken his spirit, he had scrimped and sold everything in the house, until only these 5 gold coins remained. He had even sold his father's broadsword. The only thing he refused to part with was the ring on his finger, his mother's last gift before she died. He couldn't bear to sell it. Standing before the magnificent awakening hall in his tattered clothes, he felt embarrassingly out of place. The guard at the door barely looked up. 5 gold coins to awaken. Pay here. Get a number. Queue over there. Lin Xiao's stomach tightened, but he handed over the coins without protest. It hurt. Every coin felt like a wound. He got a numbered token. 9. He gave a bitter laugh. If only his innate soul power were ranked 9. After a long wait, his number was finally called. Number 9, step forward for spirit awakening. He went up and set his hand on the awakening crystal ball. The ball flared, a mysterious energy anchoring to his right hand. A pale white flame erupted, cold, not hot. No burning heat at all. It looked eerily like the bone-chilling flame. The thought popped into his head before he could stop it. He felt another presence in his body, but the host of the ceremony interrupted him with an astonished shout. Innate full soul power! For a moment the hall erupted in whispers. They thought they'd gotten a genius. Then, as quickly as it had flamed, the crystal ball dimmed, as if someone had sucked the light out of it. The host's expression shifted to a frown. Innate rank 3 soul power, he corrected, waving his hand. He didn't even bother to issue a spirit certificate. Lin Xiao was speechless. Judged by appearance, again. He hastily left, clutching the disappointment with the coins he'd paid. Back at his empty house, no table, only a bed, he sat and released his spirit again. The same pale white flame appeared, cool and without a single spark of heat. Dad's spirit was fire, but his flames were red, he muttered. Did mine mutate? It felt like a mutated spirit, fortunately not a malignant one. He sensed another spirit still dormant inside him, but before he could probe any further, a humanoid phantom burst forth from the crystal ball's memory and formed before him. What kind of spirit is this? A body martial soul. Before he could react, the humanoid phantom merged instantly with him. Lin Xiao couldn't pull it back out. Strength surged through him, pure, overwhelming power. He flexed and couldn't help but grin. If I brought this to a construction site, I'd be making 10 to 20,000 a month, he thought, half joking. He realized then it was a body martial soul. The spirit was some sort of self-echo, himself, and it was extraordinarily powerful. If he trained it properly, he'd surpass people like Doupo. The thought of that made his face split into a grin. After selling nearly everything, getting 2 spirits, this felt worth it. He absently touched the ring on his finger. If I sold this, would I reach innate full soul power? He wondered aloud, then shook his head. No, that ring was the last relic of his mother. He couldn't sell it. He retracted his spirit and sank onto the bed. You want to sell this ring? A deep, robust voice said. Lin Xiao jumped up, heart pounding. Who's there? He looked around. The empty house answered back with silence. A sudden tingling heat ran up his finger. He stared at the ring. You wouldn't be in the ring, would you? He blurted. If that were true, he'd hit the jackpot. An old man sealed in a ring. Could it be Qian Daoliu, Tang Chen, or someone from elsewhere? Little fellow, the voice called. A white mist spread through the room. Lin Xiao blinked, trying to clear his eyes as the mist thickened. A figure took shape inside it and hovered before him. Startled, Lin Xiao stumbled back onto the bed. You scared me, he managed. He stared, rubbing his eyes. Something about the man looked familiar. Where had he seen him before? Then recognition slammed into him. You're Yao Lao. The man folded his arms and frowned. He had watched this young fellow grow up and hadn't seen anything particularly remarkable about him. So why did Lin Xiao know his name? Chapter 2. becoming an apprentice of Master Yao, level setting. Only now did Lin Xiao realize that the plain, ancient black ring his mother had left him was the very ring where Yao Lao had once healed his wounds in the world of battle through the heavens. Yao Lao stood within the ring in white robes, an ethereal presence. A long white beard hung low. Merely standing there, he gave off a kind, gentle air. Yet his eyes were deep and world-weary, carrying an aura of vicissitudes and melancholy that made Lin Xiao feel unexpectedly flustered. He'd been a little too anxious just now. "Lin Xiao," Yao Lao asked, "how do you know who I am?" "I felt you the moment I was born," Lin Xiao replied. "You could say I've watched myself grow up with you in the background." "You've never seen me appear before, so how do you know me?" Yao Lao asked again, not with hostility but with curiosity. He knew Lin Xiao had a tendency to chatter, but otherwise the boy had promise. More than that, Yao Lao had been watching him for years. "Actually, I'm a genuine reincarnation," Lin Xiao said. "I didn't bring my body from another world, and my soul didn't transmigrate. I was truly reborn, but I kept the memories from my previous life." "Heh, you're refreshingly blunt," Yao Lao chuckled. "No wonder I sometimes heard you say things I couldn't understand." Lin Xiao felt a little embarrassed. He hadn't known Yao Lao was in the ring, otherwise he would have been more careful. Sometimes he missed his old life and would reminisce to himself, not imagining that someone was watching. I didn't know you were in the ring. I would have been more careful." "I've watched you grow up," Yao Lao said. "You can be unreliable at times, but your character is firm." "Do you want to get stronger?" Yao Lao asked, looking straight at Lin Xiao. "Do you want the respect of others?" Lin Xiao's eyes brightened. "So this is the path? Like Xiaoyan, that would do." "Yes," he answered loudly. It would be foolish to refuse. Yao Lao nodded. "You possess twin spirits. By the standards of this world, you're a genius." "Master Yao, did my fire spirit mutate because of you?" Lin Xiao asked. He'd noticed his fire spirit carried similarities to the bone-chilling flame he'd heard about. Yao Lao felt a little embarrassed admitting it. "When you awakened your spirit, your innate 7th rank soul power was absorbed by me. That helped wake me, but your spirit shouldn't have mutated at this time. That trace of the bone-chilling flame came from when I absorbed your mother's soul power long ago. After you were born, you carried a hint of that flame." Lin Xiao nodded. No wonder the light dimmed when he awakened his spirit. Now he knew why. The person overseeing his spirit awakening had said he had innate full soul power. Using that 7th rank power to awaken Yao Lao felt well worth it. "Then when did you fall into my mother's hands?" Lin Xiao asked, full of questions. From Yao Lao's account, it sounded like he'd been trapped in the Douluo Continent for a long time, but hadn't woken. Yao Lao recalled, "By my calculation, 40 years. The reason I didn't wake sooner is the quality of soul power in this Douluo world. It's far inferior to Do Chi. If this had been a Do Chi world, I'd have woken much earlier." He couldn't help a small complaint. The Douluo Continent's soul power was indeed poor compared to the rich Do Chi he'd once absorbed from Xiaoyan. Back then, a few years of Do Chi was enough to rouse him. Here, it took 40 years and your innate 7th rank soul power to awaken him. Lin Xiao had another pressing thought. "Master Yao, will you train me? Will you be my master?" Yao Lao didn't skirt around it. He had motives of his own. He wanted to leave this world, and to do that, he needed to train a disciple. He'd been watching Lin Xiao for 6 years and found the boy's temperament promising. Training someone young was far better than taking on a late disciple. He'd not forgotten his rebellious former student, Han Feng. "Since you already know who I am, you must have heard of alchemists," Yao Lao said. "Medicinal pills refined by alchemists are highly sought after, both in this Douluo world and in my original world. The value of a skilled alchemist is priceless, and their status is prominent. What I can teach you is alchemy," Yao Lao finished, watching Lin Xiao carefully, worried the boy might decline. Lin Xiao was almost trembling with excitement. He'd hit the jackpot. Without hesitation, he kowtowed several times. "Master Yao, I accept you as my teacher. But you, Xiaogang." He raised a hand as if to backhand an imaginary rival. "I'll give him a slap later." There was no comparison. Yao Lao's worth and kindness dwarfed that other man. Hesitating would have been an insult to himself. Only a fool would refuse. Yao Lao stared at Lin Xiao's shameless display, then laughed. All right, no need to kowtow so much. 3 times is enough. Lin Xiao grinned and stood. With his body martial soul having just appeared, a few more kowtows would have been pointless anyway. Author's note. Level setting. In the author's system, Douluo levels are mapped roughly to spirit cultivation potential. Yang Qi stage equals before level 30. Doji Qi 1 to 9 is spirit elder levels 31 to 40. Do practitioner 1 to 9 stars. Spirit ancestor levels 41 to 49. Do master 1 to 9 stars equals spirit king levels 50 to 59. Great Do master 1 to 9 stars. Soul emperor level 60 up to spirit saint level 79. Do Ling 1 to 9 stars. Spirit Douluo 80 to titled Douluo 90. Do Wang 1 to 9 stars. Titled Douluo 91 to 97. Do Huang 1 to 2 stars. Titled Douluo 98 to 99. Do Huang 9 stars equals peak deity official. Do Zong 1 to 4 stars equals third class god to second class god. Do Zong 5 to 6 stars. First class god. Do Zong 7 to 8 stars equals ordinary god. King. Do Zong 9 stars. Top peak god king. Dozun surpasses god king. Dragon gods half-step Dozun. The settings are balanced so the world isn't too weak or too strong, making the story manageable. Thank you to all the readers for your support. Chapter 3. Yellow rank low-level burning technique. Emperor rank. Apprenticeship. Yes. Facing Yao Chen, Lin Xiao would kowtow and accept. Facing Yu Xiaogang, he'd slap him right back. He thought this with a private grin as Lin Xiao's mirthful, cackling laugh rang out. Yao Chen's face tightened. That laugh always made him uneasy. Could this boy be a reincarnation from the Hall of Souls? The thought flickered through his mind, then vanished. If Lin Xiao really were from the Hall of Souls, why wouldn't he cultivate? Still, the sound reminded Yao Chen of the Hall of Souls' signature laughter, and he didn't like it. He stroked his beard and said sternly, "Little one, don't make that laugh next time. It always sounds like you're about to strike me." Lin Xiao hurriedly nodded. In his memory, that same cackling belonged to the Hall of Souls, the enemy in battle through the heavens, the force that coveted Yao Chen's soul body. No wonder Yao Chen disliked it. "Teacher," Lin Xiao asked softly, "can I become an alchemist?" In Lin Xiao's recollection, becoming an alchemist wasn't easy. It required a fire soul with a trace of wood, and most importantly, strong soul perception. He already had a flame spirit, so he counted as having the fire attribute. Whether he had any wood element and how strong his soul perception was, he couldn't say. Even so, it seemed possible to become an alchemist without a wood attribute, just harder and more costly. "Yes," Yao Chen replied. "Alchemists are rarer than phoenix feathers and qilin horns in my world," he said gravely. "The conditions are harsh, but you, Lin Xiao, meet them. A soul body usually has only one attribute. Only under rare mutation does it show two, one strong, one weak. When you were born, I sensed 2 attributes in your soul body, strong fire and weak wood. Those 2 are among the conditions for becoming an alchemist." Lin Xiao's heart jumped. He'd always known he had the fire attribute. How the faint wood attribute had come about, he suspected was tied to his reincarnation. Whatever the cause, it was a benefit he didn't dwell on. However, Yao Chen continued, becoming an alchemist also requires powerful soul perception. Yours isn't especially strong. You must pay attention to cultivating your soul in your future training. Lin Xiao shrugged mentally. Soul perception could be improved later. If his consciousness had come from another life, perhaps his soul perception was already better than average, even if it didn't meet Yao Chen's ideal. Being allowed to become an alchemist was enough. Lin Xiao thought about the alchemy systems he remembered. The pill grades in Battle Through the Heavens were nowhere near those in Douluo. The Mystic Water Pill might not even rank as a first-grade pill here. Studying under Yao Chen would make his cultivation skyrocket. Yao Chen was the kind of teacher anyone would want. Even in his previous life, Lin Xiao had dreamed of a mentor like this. A good teacher could determine a person's future, and Yao Chen seemed exactly that. Lin Xiao's gratitude bubbled up. "Thank you, teacher. Given my situation now, should I start with soul cultivation first?" Yao Chen chuckled. "In the past 40 years, I've studied this world's cultivation methods, soul power, spirit." He shook his head. "Compared to the methods in my world, it's like a child compared to an adult. The Do techniques there are varied and classified into heaven, earth, profound, and yellow ranks. If you want to be an alchemist, your best path is to cultivate a fire attribute method. Soul cultivation is important, but it should be auxiliary. Lin Xiao nodded. Fire must come first for an alchemist. So heaven rank methods are the strongest? He asked. Naturally, Yao Chen said. Even I don't have a heaven rank technique right now. Lin Xiao hesitated. He'd been hoping to ask for a heaven rank burning technique, but the burning technique hadn't been heaven rank originally. It was a cultivation path that could evolve by devouring strange flames. Yao Chen saw the look on his face and smiled. I don't have a heaven rank method, Yao Chen said, but I do have a remarkable technique. It's called the burning technique. I obtained it from a secret realm. Yao Chen's expression changed just slightly when he spoke the name, enough for Lin Xiao to notice. The burning technique had altered Yao Chen's life. It was the reason he later took Xiaoyan as a disciple and why the Endless Fire territory came to be. It was proof that fortune often hides within disaster. It's only a yellow rank, low-grade technique, Yao Chen warned. Do you still want to learn it? Lin Xiao's eyes lit up. Of course he wanted to learn it. What fool wouldn't? Yellow rank low-grade here, that could very well be an emperor rank imperial technique. I'll learn it, he cried without hesitation. Yao Chen chuckled and teased. What? You're not asking for a heaven rank technique anymore? Lin Xiao offered an awkward laugh. You said it was miraculous, so it can't be weak, right? Ha. Yao Chen smiled. Indeed, the miracle of this technique is that it can evolve. How far it can go, I don't know. I took it, read it, then never cultivated it deeply myself. I don't know the later stages. Do you still want it? Yao Chen had explained both the drawbacks and the extraordinary potential of the technique. The choice was Lin Xiao's. Lin Xiao didn't hesitate. Teacher, I'll learn it. For him to do anything else would be to waste the opportunity. Even a yellow rank, low-grade method in this world would be extraordinary, perhaps the equal of the best here. With that thought, he made his decision. He would take the burning technique and cultivate it. Chapter 4. Cultivating both battle chi and soul power. A child and an adult, Lin Xiao knew how to choose. Yao Lao listened with a satisfied nod to Lin Xiao's words. He hadn't expected the boy to have such plans. Smiling, he produced an old, plain scroll. It floated down into Lin Xiao's hands. Lin Xiao, this is the burning technique. Take a look. Lin Xiao opened the scroll carefully and read through it bit by bit. After a while, he closed it. Teacher, it says here it needs exotic fire to evolve. From what I can tell, this Douluo Continent doesn't have exotic fire. He spoke slowly, as if thinking the situation through. Exotic fire was a product of heaven and earth, formed when meteorites struck or when energies condensed in perilous, forbidden places. The burning technique required devouring exotic fire to evolve. The success rate was low and the process dangerous. Xiaoyan in the other world had nearly died doing it. The auxiliary materials were numerous and rare. Lin Xiao doubted that the Douluo world could meet those conditions. If there's no exotic fire, you can use other types of flame as a substitute, Yao Lao said. In every world I know, exotic fire exists, Lin Xiao added. Does this Douluo world really not have any? Yao Lao frowned. In the world he came from, there were many kinds of exotic fire. Though the Douluo world's energy system seemed weaker, exotic fire should still exist, yet in the 40 years he'd been here, he'd never heard of it. Lin Xiao asked, if I use other flames instead, can the burning technique still evolve and level up? Would the effect be much worse? It can fuse with other flames, Yao Lao answered after a moment. Even if the flames aren't the same level, fusion is possible. You might be able to devour and upgrade it that way. He thought for a while, then added, if you use enough of them, a quantitative change could produce a qualitative one. In other words, a great quantity of ordinary flame might make up for the lack of exotic fire. Lin Xiao nodded. Since exotic fire was out of reach, he'd have to gather other flames in bulk. I'll collect flames then. He extended his right hand. A small cluster of forest white fire appeared, chilling and clear rather than hot, his fire spirit, tinged with the bone-chilling aura Yao Lao recognized. It had to be at the level of an ultimate fire, and being his own spirit flame, compatibility would be excellent. Yao Lao inspected the flame and nodded thoughtfully. It's possible, but to reach a level comparable to exotic fire, you'll also need a stronger body. Teacher, don't forget, I have a second spirit. the body martial soul, my self-spirit. I'll use the fire spirit to cultivate the burning technique with methods from my world, Lin Xiao continued. And I'll use my self-spirit to cultivate soul power. I'll cultivate both at once. Strengthening my spirit will also improve my body. To outsiders, I'll still appear to have only a single self-spirit, no twin spirits. He had already made up his mind. Do Qi and soul power, he would cultivate both. Do Qi's energy system was higher than soul power's. No matter how he looked at it, pursuing both was worth the trouble. At the same level, he would be overwhelming. Yao Lao hesitated, stroked his beard, and spoke quietly. Cultivating Do Qi and converting between the two systems isn't simple. I spent years in the arena, absorbing soul power and converting it into Do Qi to heal my injuries. It took 40 years for that conversion to stabilize. Have you thought it through? Two different energy systems in one body will create compatibility problems. Once they reach a certain threshold, one strong, one weak, troubles will follow. Yao Lao's insight was sharp. He saw the problem immediately. I know what you mean, teacher, Lin Xiao said, but isn't cultivation about defying fate and seizing whatever chance you can? I want to try. Yao Lao laughed, a warm sound. If you're willing to go mad, then this old man can be mad with you. I don't have a lot of power to lend right now, but I can help suppress the conflict between the two energies while you cultivate, until you reach the Do Wang level. But you must find a permanent solution before breaking through to Do Wang. If you don't, you'll have to stop cultivating Do Qi. His tone was grave but encouraging. Lin Xiao felt a swell of gratitude. Without Yao Lao's help, he wouldn't even have been able to begin Do Qi cultivation. Now he could start without worrying about immediate turmoil. Thank you, teacher, Lin Xiao said sincerely. When I'm stronger, I'll help you reshape your body. He had wondered whether the Blue-Silver Emperor's spirit bone might be able to reconstruct Yao Lao's body. The Blue-Silver Emperor could regrow severed limbs in its own world, but Yao Lao's condition was different, probably far more complicated. Still, Lin Xiao resolved to do whatever he could when he was able. Yao Lao's smile grew softer. I'm glad you have that heart. For now, focus on your cultivation. When you reach the right level, I'll teach you what to do. I won't forget, Lin Xiao promised. I'll reshape your body. He paused, then asked, by the way, teacher, do you know what the Do Wang in your world corresponds to in terms of levels here? Since I can only reach Spirit King by spirit cultivation, I need to know what level Do Wang equals in the Douluo hierarchy. Chapter 5. The Collapse of the Eight Extremes. A down-on-his-luck guy. Outside the White Tiger Duke's mansion. Old Yao fell silent for a long moment, eyes thoughtful as he looked at Lin Xiao. Do Qi levels and soul power levels don't line up neatly, he said finally. In my 40 years, the strongest person I ever saw was a one-star Do Huang. That was nearly 30 years ago. I remember his spirit showed up entirely emerald green, but what that corresponds to in this world, I honestly can't tell you. Lin Xiao understood. Old Yao had never seen a titled Douluo, and even if he had, he wouldn't have described it as that. His frame of reference was battle through the heavens, not Douluo. Still, the fact that Do Huang level experts existed here was important. If he ever met one later and old Yao made the connection, Lin Xiao could finally map levels between the two systems. As for the fully emerald green spirit, those were rare. There were simply too many spirit masters to identify it immediately. Master, Lin Xiao asked, what about my father? He's a spirit elder. What does that correspond to? And the man who awakened my spirit before, he was a spirit grandmaster, right? Old Yao chuckled dismissively. Your old man? In my eyes, he's nothing more than a small-time practitioner at the third stage of Doji Qi. And the one who awakened your spirit? He doesn't even have Doji Qi. Lin Xiao forced a smile, so his father was only third stage Doji Qi. That wasn't great, but it matched the realm the Flame Emperor had once reached. Weak, but the historical value made it different. The span was too broad to pin down exactly, so they'd leave that for later. For now, at least, old Yao's suppression meant Lin Xiao shouldn't run into trouble until he reached Soul Emperor. Then I'll be fine until Soul Emperor? Lin Xiao asked. Old Yao handed him another scroll and explained, Soul Emperor shouldn't be that far up. There are two ways to convert energy in this world. The soul power here is very low compared to Do Qi. You, for example, are at soul power level 3. When you break through from level 3 to 4, only a small portion, probably less than 1/10, can be converted into Do Qi for cultivation. As your soul power level rises, the conversion ratio improves. Lin Xiao nodded. He had always known soul power was inferior to Do Qi, but he hadn't expected such a huge gap. Still, he'd chosen this path. He'd see it through. Teacher, he said with quiet confidence, don't worry. These are only temporary hardships. Old Yao tapped his head with a grin. Should be the teacher saying that, he teased. How old do you think you are? He eyed Lin Xiao with approval. The boy's bravado might be misplaced, but it was the right spirit. All right, Old Yao continued, handing over another scroll. Here's a profound tier, high-grade dude technique. You need to cultivate your body martial soul. Close combat is essential. Make time to train it properly. He yawned. Study hard. If anything happens, don't panic. Your teacher's still here. As Old Yao finished speaking, the mist around them collected toward the ring in Lin Xiao's hand and flowed into it, carrying Old Yao with it. Lin Xiao barely believed what he was seeing until he opened the new scroll. 3 bold characters stared back at him. 8 extremities collapse, profound tier high-grade Do technique. 8 extremities collapse. Lin Xiao stared. Old Yao had truly given him everything. A body martial soul plus 8 extremities collapse. This was solid. If he later learned ring explosion, its power could climb even higher. Lin Xiao read the scroll without hesitation and absorbed its essentials until he could recite the forms by heart. Only then did he let out a long breath and relax. Today had been surreal, more than just a lucky break. It felt like striking several jackpots at once. I'm still in the Luo Empire, he thought aloud. I'll go to the White Tiger Duke's mansion and see if Huo Yuhao is still there. Time was his only real worry. He didn't know whether Huo Yuhao had already taken the Skydream Iceworm or claimed the Holy Necromancer. If he hadn't, Lin Xiao could try to intercept them rather than letting Xiaoling, who stood to benefit, get away with it. The thought of Xiaoling brought back his 5 gold coins. Damn Xiaoling, he muttered inwardly. The next day, after sorting his belongings, Lin Xiao set out for the White Tiger Duke's mansion. He expected a high chance of being chased off, but he needed to know Huo Yuhao's situation. His home wasn't far from the mansion, at most 3 days' walk. A penny can stump a hero, Lin Xiao muttered as he trudged along, snorting at his own poverty. The more he thought about the lost coins, the angrier he got. He promised himself he would make Xiaoling pay, one way or another. 3 days later, dust-covered, Lin Xiao arrived at the White Tiger Duke's domain. He paused at the gate, staring up at the stately buildings and the overwhelming display of wealth. As befits an ancient noble house, he breathed. Guards at the gate looked him up and down. Get lost, beggar, one of them barked, spear resting on his shoulder. How dare a tramp come to the White Tiger Duke's mansion to beg? Scram, or I'll kill you. Lin Xiao's plain commoner clothes stood out among the marble and silk. He snorted and turned away, then skirted the perimeter to keep out of the guards' sight. He wanted to observe and gather information. As he moved along a side alley, a collision knocked the wind out of him. Ow! 2 voices shouted at once. Lin Xiao rubbed his head and glared at the person he'd run into. The other man was even worse off in appearance. Tattered clothing, a guarded posture, hand hovering near his waist like a man ready to draw a blade. They glared at each other warily, both suspicious of the other's intentions. Chapter 6. Huo Yuhao and His Extraordinary Luck. Lin Xiao stared at the young man. He didn't look old, thin, slight, hair a mess, but his deep-set eyes betrayed a fierce hunger for power. Who are you? What are you doing sneaking around here? Lin Xiao asked. The question froze the other boy for a moment. This is the White Tiger Duke's mansion. I should be asking you that. He snapped back, glancing around nervously. Before Lin Xiao could react, the boy bolted. Lin Xiao was startled. He ran fast, too fast. Over here, this way. That bastard went this way. As soon as the other boy fled, a group of men rushed over, angry and on edge. Seeing Lin Xiao, their leader barked, Little beggar, did you see anyone like him come through here? Lin Xiao shook his head before he thought about it. No, I didn't. At that, several faces brightened. One of them said, Boss, it'd be better if that bastard died out there. Yeah, the first madam didn't even plan to catch him. If he dies outside, it would settle her mind. Their leader sneered. While they talked, Lin Xiao quietly backed away and slipped off. Boss, the kid ran. If he ran, let him run. He's only a beggar. He won't cause us trouble. Return to formation. Lin Xiao followed the direction the boy had fled. Was that the Huo Yuhao they were talking about? They kept calling him a bastard. And he ran from the White Tiger Duke's mansion. The more Lin Xiao thought about it, the more the possibility fit. Whether it was true or not, he decided to check it out. He searched for a while but couldn't find any trace. He ran so fast, he muttered. A cold sensation pricked the back of his neck. Are you sent by that woman? The scrawny boy's voice trembled with restrained anger. He had noticed Lin Xiao trailing him and had planned to leave once Lin Xiao was gone, but his patience snapped. Lin Xiao reacted quickly, seizing him in a rear grip and pinning him to the ground. He held a dagger to the boy's throat. Are you Huo Yuhao? Humph. So you were sent by that woman, the boy spat. Tie me up and take me back for the reward, he added, trying to sound defiant. Lin Xiao's heart thudded. This was Huo Yuhao. If he had just escaped from the White Tiger Duke's mansion, then events were beginning to unfold exactly as he hoped. And his spirit had awoken quickly. Otherwise, Lin Xiao might have missed this opportunity. He loosened his hold and tossed the dagger aside. I'm not here to hand you over. It's just that those men back there were looking for you, so I got curious. You can go, Huo Yuhao said, wary. Lin Xiao took his time, making sure the boy understood. Huo Yuhao's expression flickered between suspicion and incredulity. You're really not going to turn me in? Lin Xiao nodded. What? You want to thank me by letting me hand you in for cash? If that's the case, I wouldn't mind, Huo Yuhao joked weakly, then shook his head, anxious and a little embarrassed. No. Having just left home, Huo Yuhao didn't yet understand the dangers of the world. Go on then. Hurry up and leave, Lin Xiao urged. He didn't want to interfere with how events should play out, at least not until he had intercepted what he needed. Huo Yuhao didn't hesitate. He nodded at Lin Xiao with a grateful look and hurried away. Lin Xiao watched his retreating back but didn't follow immediately. He wasn't sure whether the holy necromancer, or whatever other strange presence might appear, would still manifest in that place if Huo Yuhao weren't there. Compared to the Skydream Iceworm, the holy necromancer mattered more. Electrolux's role was much greater than the Skydream Iceworm's. He weighed his options. Little one, I sensed something odd about him. Yao Lao's voice sounded in Lin Xiao's ring. Lin Xiao paused. Teacher, is there something wrong with him? Not wrong exactly, just strange. His fortune is very strong. But it's unusual. It's like something is tugging at it, controlling it faintly, yet like one thread among 1,000 is pulling him. If I were at my peak, I could see it clearly, but now I can only feel it faintly. Yao Lao mulled over the sensation, but couldn't identify its source. Follow him. With such strong fortune, you might gain something. With Yao Lao's presence inside the ring, Lin Xiao felt safer. Even if danger arose, they could escape. His lips curved. Even if Yao Lao hadn't said it, he would still follow. He already had a theory about the strange tug on Huo Yuhao's luck. Xiaoling had made his move, so soon too. But being fast didn't mean success. Huo Yuhao, as the child of fortune on the Douluo Continent, should have been used by the plane consciousness to counter Xiaoling, but in the original timeline that consciousness ultimately failed. It lost to God-position Xiaoling's millennia-long plan. The one thread among 1,000, Yao Lao felt had to be Xiaoling's influence, not complete control, but a subtle, persistent erosion. The Tang sect would likely be the trigger that amplified that thread. Once someone got involved with the Tang sect, it was like getting filth stuck to you, hard to remove and impossible to ignore. Lin Xiao had no intention of getting close to such a taint. Teacher, can you sense him clearly? Lin Xiao asked as he trailed them. Don't worry, I can sense him. He won't get lost. If he couldn't track a kid without even Duji Qi, Yao Lao joked, it would be embarrassing for him as a teacher. Left, Yao Lao instructed, and Lin Xiao obeyed. Huo Yuhao's pace wasn't especially fast. Though he had 10 levels of soul power, he was still a bit slower than Lin Xiao. If they fought, Huo Yuhao would be at a disadvantage. Both had body martial souls and no first spirit abilities, but Lin Xiao was sharper and steadier. So Lin Xiao kept a careful distance, following. It had to be said, Huo Yuhao really lived up to being the child of fortune. His luck was extraordinary, far stronger than even Xiao Ling's in some ways. After leaving the White Tiger Duke's mansion, besides running into Lin Xiao, he had encountered almost no obstacles. No passing bandits, no evil soul masters, nothing that would have tripped him up. Teacher, this guy's fortune really is, as you said, extremely strong. Lin Xiao couldn't help but sigh. If I had been out there, it would have been danger after danger, Yao Lao mused. But he's fine. Not only is there no danger, everything goes his way. Lin Xiao felt a twist of envy and unease. Luck that strong could turn into a curse. It was precisely this kind of fortune that made him a target for someone like Xiao Ling. He didn't know whether to admire or pity Huo Yuhao. Chapter 7. If someone has bad intentions toward me, I'll turn around and run. To Yao Lao, Lin Xiao's outburst was nothing special. Lin Xiao found a seat, ordered a pot of tea, and drank it in big gulps. Having a strong destiny isn't always a good thing, Yao Lao said thoughtfully. Lin Xiao swallowed and asked, This Huo Yuhao had an unfortunate childhood. Is this what you meant by not a good thing, teacher? He knew how things worked in this world. Those with peerless destiny often paid a terrible price, losing parents, having their bones extracted, being betrayed. Perhaps that was the price of such fate. It was those hardships that later opened endless opportunities. But Huo Yuhao was different. His destiny was so intense that others had exploited him, forcing him into servitude. How pitiful. Opportunities existed, but the suffering was overwhelming. To be targeted by a powerful figure from the start, that was miserable. This is only the beginning, Yao Lao sighed. There will be more hardships. If he survives them, he'll be one of a kind in this world. But most can't withstand that kind of destiny, Lin Xiao murmured. Only a few become the sort who survive and thrive. I wonder whether this little fellow can, Yao Lao said. He sounded wistful. Luckily, Lin Xiao's own destiny wasn't so extreme. With proper cultivation, even if he didn't reach the absolute pinnacle, he could still become a rare expert. Whether he becomes a dragon or a worm, we'll only know later. Maybe he doesn't want that destiny, Lin Xiao said softly. Maybe all he wants is for his mother to be alive. He imagined Huo Yuhao wishing nothing more than to trade all his destiny for his mother's return. That was the tragic core of him, someone who valued love and righteousness above all. Little guy, follow him for now. He's moving again, Yao Lao urged. Lin paid for the tea and followed. A month later, they reached the edge of the Star Do Great Forest. They hadn't crossed into the forest proper, but the trip had been worth it. Using Yao Lao's concealment, Lin trailed Huo Yuhao without being noticed. When they arrived at the forest's periphery, Lin broke away and began his own search. A wooden sign, Lin exclaimed when he spotted it. This was the mark. Little guy, 2 people are coming this way, Yao Lao warned. Lin's expression changed. Besides Huo Yuhao and the 2 remaining members of the Tang sect, there was no one else around. If Yao Lao sensed 2 people, they had to be Bei Bei and Tang Ya. He'd expected to run into them eventually, but not so quickly. Judging by their direction, they would likely meet Huo Yuhao soon. After a moment's hesitation, Lin prepared to leave. He had just turned when a voice called behind him. Hey, little kid up ahead. Lin looked back. A girl with a melon seed face and lively phoenix eyes stood there smiling. Behind her, a young man with short dark blue hair had his hands clasped behind his head, a casual pose at odds with his otherwise refined bearing. Xiao Xiaozi, have you taken a liking to this one? Yao Lao teased in his ear. I'm only 6 years old this year, Lin blurted. Yao Lao cleared his throat awkwardly. Lin pointed at himself and then at Tang Ya and Bei Bei. Is anyone else here besides you? The girl stepped forward and examined him with interest. He was cute, perfect for the Tang sect, she thought. Lin's heart sank. Were they trying to recruit him? Big sister, big brother, do you need something? He asked cautiously. Little friend, why are you here all by yourself? Tang Ya cooed, looking coaxing and kind. Lin frowned. Better not get involved. If God King Tang himself were watching from above, it would be wiser to slip away quietly. Goodbye for now, big sister, big brother. Then he bolted. Tang Ya and Bei Bei gaped in surprise. Tang Ya's face fell. Bei Bei, do I look like someone who kidnaps children? Bei Bei grinned. Great Tang sect master, your intentions were written all over your face. Next time, build a rapport before revealing your purpose. No need to rush, Bei Bei teased. Tang Ya huffed, tossed her hair, and stalked off, Bei following with an amused smile. Lin had stopped after a short distance. It was obvious Tang Ya had tried to lure him into the Tang sect. Pah! He couldn't avoid them fast enough, let alone join them. No way. Absolutely impossible. Little guy, women are like poison. To a strong cultivator, they're just pink skeletons, Yao Lao said, half mocking. The fact you stayed away shows you've got potential to become powerful, he added. Lin suspected Yao Lao was teasing him, but had no proof. He returned to the wooden sign, watched Tang Ya and Bei leave, then walked a few dozen meters down the path, climbed a tree, and settled to wait. He would let the fish take the bait. Little guy, I've sensed a powerful soul aura here, what this world calls mental energy, Yao Lao said, jolting Lin awake. It's faint and elusive, very well hidden. Is it nearby? Lin asked. It should be, Yao Lao answered. The other party's mental energy is strong. In my current state, if I searched carefully, they'd detect me. I've only sensed it, not pinned its exact location. Lin understood. If it was indeed nearby and powerful, perhaps the mental energy of a million-year spirit beast, like the Skydream iceworm, it would be too risky to probe and risk revealing themselves. Better to wait and let the other party come out on their own. Chapter 8. Holding the sun and moon in his hands and plucking stars from the sky, the old master Yao makes his first move. Lin Xiao knew that Yao Lao, who had only just awakened after 40 years in the Douluo world, was in a far worse state now than when he had been with Xiao Yan. If they startled the Skydream iceworm, their plan might collapse. Teacher, with your current condition, how much can you do? Lin Xiao asked slowly. He wanted to judge exactly how powerful Yao Lao still was. Hehe, Yao Lao answered. If I risk falling into a deep sleep or coma, I can exert the power of a one-star dozong. But if I do that, there's no telling when I'll awaken. Of course, it also depends on whether your body can withstand my power. If it can't, it'll be for nothing. If I don't possess your body fully, the strength I can display will be even lower. Lin Xiao couldn't help marveling as Yao Lao spoke. As expected of Yao Lao, this was formidable strength, even now. He nodded. Teacher, what should I do to help you recover? I'll also absorb soul power from your cultivation and convert it into do qi to recover. It's slow, but it helps, Yao Lao said leisurely. If there are soul-restoring pills, that would be best. Lin Xiao thought of immortal plants. The Douluo world had many. Autumn Abyss Dew could enhance mental energy, and Saint Soulgrass could repair the soul. Consuming one of those might restore more than half of Yao Lao's power. Refined into pills with Yao Lao's help, the effect would be even greater. Little fellow, what are you thinking about? Yao Lao asked when Lin Xiao fell silent. I'm thinking of an immortal plant that could greatly increase your soul power, teacher, Lin Xiao said. I just don't have the strength to go fetch it right now. Hehe, no rush, Yao Lao said. You should prioritize your cultivation for now. When you've advanced, master and apprentice can go take a chance. Yao Lao had a relaxed attitude. 40 years had been lost already. What did a little more time matter? Lin Xiao smiled. It was a reasonable plan. Little fellow, someone's coming, Yao Lao said suddenly. Lin Xiao slipped behind some dense branches to hide. Soon he saw Huo Yuhao walking briskly toward him, following the road signs. Without warning, a strange figure lunged out. Lin Xiao recognized it immediately. The wind baboon, a true beast god that had once nearly killed a deity. Its speed was fierce and its movements odd. Huo Yuhao drew his white tiger dagger and engaged it. Teacher, I have a premonition. This child of fortune's first opportunity is about to appear, Huo Yuhao muttered, tense. Then if an opportunity appears later, could you act, teacher? Lin Xiao thought, knowing the only thing that could attract Electrolux right now was Yao Lao. He had to rely on him. Hey, that suits my purpose, Yao Lao said, calm and ready. Don't worry, if a chance comes and we can take it, we will. Huo Yuhao fought bravely, but as in the past, he was no match for the wind baboon. Just as the beast was about to throw him, its movements froze for a second. Huo Yuhao crumpled, and when he looked up, the wind baboon was already dead. A white spirit ring hovered where it had been. Huo Yuhao smiled weakly, thinking he had won, then fainted from the shock and pain. An excited, joyful voice surged in his mind. At the same time, outside Lin Xiao felt it. Yao Lao had sensed the aura of the Skydream iceworm. What terrifying mental energy, Yao Lao murmured. Since I arrived in this world, I've never encountered such powerful mental energy. A light emanated from Huo Yuhao's body as invisible mental energy enveloped him. Thunder rolled across the clear sky, and a gray aura descended. In an instant, Yao Lao's figure drifted out from the ring. Lin Xiao watched, stunned, as Yao Lao released a terrifying surge of soul power. A withered giant hand reached out and swept up the gray aura, pulling it into the ancient black ring where Yao Lao resided. An old, dignified voice echoed from the ring. Grasping the sun and moon, plucking stars from the sky, there is no one like me in this world. For such an old man to have even a remnant soul left, fascinating. Yao Lao snorted in disdain. Compared to him, this remnant soul, Electrolux, was lacking. At his peak, Yao Lao had been far above Electrolux. Even in his weakened soul state, Yao Lao surpassed him. Electrolux's remnant soul transformed into a surge of energy and settled within the ring. Lin Xiao heard the voice from the ring and knew it was done. Electrolux was now contained. Teacher, was it a success? Did we obtain some kind of opportunity? Lin Xiao asked, pretending ignorance. Hey, it was a success, Yao Lao replied. Little fellow, before long you'll have another teacher. Another teacher? Teacher, is it some powerhouse? Lin Xiao pressed. It is the remnant soul of a certain powerhouse. He is currently asleep, Yao Lao said. For now, you'll have to rely on yourself. I need to rest and awaken that remnant soul when I can. You must cultivate the 8 extremities collapse and the burning technique diligently. Don't let your master down next time we meet. Lin Xiao promised, rest assured, teacher. With that, Yao Lao fell silent, exhausted from expending soul power and in need of recovery. Lin Xiao hopped over to Huo Yuhao's side to examine him. Before long, Tanya and Beibei arrived. Oh, it's you, little friend, Tanya called as she ran up, smiling. But when she saw Huo Yuhao lying on the ground, she became alarmed. Yuhao, what's wrong? Beibei, hurry, Yuhao has fainted, Tanya shouted to Beibei behind her. Chapter 9. Why don't you join the body sect? Lin Xiao, Tanya, and Beibei had surrounded Huo Yuhao. Tanya and Beibei exchanged a look and then turned to Lin Xiao together. Little friend, do you know what happened to him? Beibei asked, his voice gentle and cultivated. With a soul power around level 36, he could easily tell that Lin Xiao wasn't even level 10 yet. At that level, he wouldn't be a threat to Huo Yuhao. Lin Xiao shook his head and pointed at a nearby wind baboon. Tanya followed the gesture and exclaimed, a 10-year wind baboon. A flash of regret crossed Beibei's face. It's a pity Yuhao absorbed that spirit ring, he said. Tanya waved it off. So what if it's only 10 years? It's a little weak, but it's only the first spirit ring. There'll be other chances. Beibei smiled faintly. Tanya's tone made it clear she had hopes of recruiting promising young talents to the Tang sect. Inside Huo Yuhao's mental sea, the Skydream Iceworm had finished giving its instructions. Kid, I'm going to take a nap now. You go out. 3 people are waiting for you outside. 3 people? Where did 3 people come from? Huo Yuhao wondered. He guessed 2 were Beibei and Tanya, but the third was a mystery. They don't mean you any harm, but the smallest one is strange. I can't see through him. Get on good terms with him, the Iceworm advised. Before Huo Yuhao could ask anything more, he felt himself sink back into darkness. He's awake. He's awake. Voices cut through the haze. Little Yuhao, you're finally awake. How do you feel? Tanya asked, concern and relief bright on her face. Huo Yuhao's head buzzed as memories of the Skydream Iceworm's words came back. When he looked around, he immediately recognized Lin Xiao, who was smiling. It's you, Huo Yuhao said, remembering their previous dangerous encounter clearly despite the time that had passed. Tanya perked up. What? Little Yuhao, you know each other? Kind of, Lin Xiao drawled. We met twice and almost came to blows. Sister Xiaoya, Tanya's nickname, brightened at the idea. Fighting makes good friends. No problem at all, she said, thrilled at the prospect of another recruit for the Tang sect. Tanya's face grew anxious. Right, little Yuhao. You didn't absorb that wind baboon spirit ring, did you? Huo Yuhao released his spirit ring. A white ring with faint traces of pale gold materialized at his feet. The pale gold winked out and only white remained. I succeeded! I've become a spirit master, he cried, jumping up. Tanya sighed indulgently. Such a silly child. He's this happy over a 10-year ring. He'd go crazy over a 100-year one. Lin Xiao looked carefully at the spirit ring by Huo Yuhao's feet and inwardly thought, It's really hidden well. Yuhao, your spirit is related to mental energy, isn't it? Beibei asked, looking at him closely. My spirit is spirit eye. Yes, it's a mental attribute, Huo Yuhao answered, eyes innocent and wide. Lin Xiao rolled his eyes inwardly. That mental energy fluctuation of yours, anyone sensitive to it would notice. I just sensed mental energy, he said aloud. Beibei's face tightened with regret. If we'd known earlier, we'd have brought you here. We could have found you a better spirit ring. Huo Yuhao shook his head. It's okay. Sister Xiaoya, brother Beibei, and this brother. Right. Is there something you wanted to ask me? Lin Xiao cut in, looking at Huo Yuhao. Tangya explained, we were worried you might be in danger, so we came to check. We found you passed out, and this little friend here was guarding you. Huo Yuhao relaxed. Brother Tianmeng had told him there was no danger, and now he felt safe. Lin Xiao studied Huo Yuhao for a moment. Since Yuhao had already taken one opportunity, he might as well give a warning. The karma of a son of destiny shouldn't be tampered with lightly. Huo Yuhao, what are your plans now? Huo Yuhao blinked. He'd reached his short-term goal. What next? Tangya's eyes lit up. She smelled an opportunity. Before she could speak, Lin Xiao jumped in. Yuhao, your spirit is spirit eye, he said. If you don't know where to go next, you should head to the body sect. There, a spirit eye can develop exceptionally well. Tangya was stunned. No, outraged. She hadn't even started recruiting him yet, and he'd already swooped in. Wait, you can't, she began. Huo Yuhao hesitated. The Skydream Iceworm had just told him to get on good terms with this man, so Lin Xiao's suggestion carried weight. Tangya, sensing she was losing the chance to bring him into the Tang sect, turned on her smile and tried to persuade him, but Lin Xiao cut in smoothly again. Well, you guys chat. I'll wait over there, he said, rising to leave. Yuhao, if you think it over, come find me, Lin Xiao called over his shoulder and walked away without looking back. He wanted to be far from the Tang sect's influence. Beibei watched him go with interest. There was something about this kid. He seemed to have a strong aversion to Tangya. He didn't know Lin Xiao wasn't repulsed by Tangya herself, but by the Tang sect she represented. Seeing Lin Xiao walk off, Tangya stuck out her tongue in annoyance and hummed, already calculating her next move. Lin Xiao leaned against a distant tree to rest, not even glancing back at Tangya. As he walked away, Tangya immediately began to make her pitch for the Tang sect. Little Yuhao, she called. That annoying fellow just told you to join the body sect, Huo Yuhao said. I have another sect I'd like to recommend, Tangya replied, letting the suspense hang for a moment. Sister Xiaoya, what sect? Beibei asked. Is it as powerful as the body sect? Huo Yuhao asked curiously. Tangya smiled, exactly the reaction she wanted. Heh, little Yuhao, have you heard of the sea god? She purred. Huo Yuhao bobbed his head like a rattle. Sea god Xiaoling. Who in this world didn't know him? Of course, the sea god who overthrew the evil spirit hall 10,000 years ago. Not only that, he also knew of war god Dai Mubai, his ancestor. If you know the sea god, then you must know the Tang sect he founded, Tangya continued proudly. And I, Tangya, am the current sect master of the Tang sect. Impressive, isn't it? But the Tang sect's in decline now, Huo Yuhao said. Compared to the body sect, little Yuhao, you only see one side, Tangya said. Yes, the Tang sect has declined, but Shrek hasn't, and neither has the Tang sect's ultimate skill. The Tang sect's ultimate skill, the purple demon eye, is a unique spirit ability. It's perfect for cultivating your spiritual eye. Not only that, if you join the Tang sect, you can get a spot at Shrek Academy. Shrek Academy is far better than the body sect, right? Join the Tang sect, and you'll get the purple demon eye and a Shrek admission slot. What do you think? Interested? She'd pulled out every card, the Tang sect's ultimate technique and a Shrek admission. That was enough to leave Huo Yuhao stunned. Both were things straight out of the stories. The sea god's Tang sect ultimate skill and an entry to Shrek, which was one of the continent's most prestigious academies. He didn't know the ugly truths about Shrek or its teachers. All he saw were two irresistible prizes. Really? I can really join the Tang sect? He asked, excited. Yes, I'm the sect master. If you want in, you're welcome with open arms. Tangya jumped up, ecstatic. Beibei smiled and chimed in. Yuhao, congratulations. From now on, you're the third member of the Tang sect. The third? Huo Yuhao blinked. He looked from himself, to Tangya and Beibei, incredulous. There's only 3 of us. Ahem, little Yuhao. That's beside the point, Tangya said, trying to sound solemn. The Tang sect may have declined, but the foundation remains. It's up to us to restore its former glory. She patted his shoulder earnestly. Huo Yuhao nodded, awkward but convinced. He was already on the pirate ship, but now he could also enter Shrek Academy and learn the Tang sect's ultimate skill. Sister Xiaoya, since there are so few of us, why don't we try to recruit that young man over there too? He suggested, nodding toward Lin Xiao. Tangya glanced toward Lin Xiao. Thinking of him earlier persuading Huo to join the body sect had left her a little irritated. You go try, Beibei encouraged. Tangya sniffed, unbothered. How could he possibly refuse? Don't you know Teacher Xiaoya is cheerful and beautiful? He just doesn't know a good thing when he sees it. Beibei only smiled faintly and said nothing. Huo Yuhao walked over to where Lin Xiao stood, trying to think of what to say. Before he could speak, Lin Xiao's voice reached him. What? Did Tangya send you to invite me into her declining sect? Lin Xiao asked flatly. Huo Yuhao's expression fell. He couldn't hide his awkwardness. No need to invite me. I won't join that sect. Lin Xiao looked at him with the same calm demeanor he'd shown since arriving. Huo Yuhao, since we have some fate, I suggest you go to the body sect. For now, it's the most suitable place for you. If not, the Sun Moon Empire is another option. If you're willing, you can come with me. That was all Lin Xiao could and would offer. He'd said what needed to be said and left the rest to Huo Yuhao's choice. Huo Yuhao didn't know how to respond. Lin Xiao seemed to understand. Farewell, Huo Yuhao. I hope we won't be enemies. My name is Lin Xiao. May we meet again. With that, Lin Xiao left without looking back. He had made his choice and would not interfere further. He'd done what he could. The rest would unfold on its own. If not for some faint pity, he wouldn't have said so much. Huo Yuhao watched Lin Xiao's retreating figure and gripped his resolve. I will not regret this, he murmured to himself. The body sect and the Sun Moon Empire are options, but Shrek suits me better. I can become stronger there. His desire to grow stronger flared. Lin Xiao, unaware of Huo Yuhao's determination, walked alone into the Stardew Great Forest with his hands clasped behind his head. In his mind, he replayed the cultivation method he'd just studied. 8 extremities collapse, he murmured. I'm coming. Only real combat would prove whether the technique would work. Chapter 11. Absorbing Soul Rings and Converting Battle Chi Star Great Forest. Tangya watched Huo Yuhao return alone and immediately knew he had failed. Little Yuhao, what did that guy say? Tangya asked, still clearly displeased. Being rejected twice by the same person left a sour taste. He refused before I even spoke. Huo Yuhao scratched his head, embarrassed. He hadn't expected the other party to be so decisive. Beibei gently patted his head, eyes soft with affection. Forget it, Teacher Xiaoya. If he's unwilling, we won't force him. Humph, Tangya scoffed. His loss. Not joining my Tang sect is his loss. Let's go, little Yuhao. After I get my 3rd spirit ring, we'll head to Shrek together, Beibei added. Tangya snorted lightly and let the matter drop. In the end, having little Yuhao was enough. He didn't care what others thought. Meanwhile, Lin Xiao had already set off toward the far side of the forest. He was only at soul power level 5 now, but while tracking Huo Yuhao, he had been cultivating and had raised his soul power by 2 levels. It wasn't rapid, but it was steady. With the cultivation method old Yao had given him, his progress was respectable. He'd also been converting portions of his soul power into Do Qi, which explained why his improvement looked modest. There was, however, a nagging problem when he tried to cultivate Do Qi. Something seemed to be blocking him, though it was subtle enough that he hadn't paid it much mind. The burning technique he had was a genuine cultivation method. Even if not advanced, it was still a yellow-rank technique and could be cultivated naturally. At this stage, it was far more valuable than the incomplete Mysterious Heaven skill. Even the completed Mysterious Heaven skill wouldn't be worth a hair of the burning technique. Lin Xiao suspected Tangya would eventually teach Huo Yuhao the Tang sect's ultimate skill, but it would be incomplete, and Xiaoling wouldn't be so generous anyway. A spirit beast about 100 years old? Lin Xiao murmured, eyeing a deer-shaped spirit beast grazing with its head down. He had a plan. He stomped his foot and a dark purple light manifested from within him. his self-spirit revealing itself. Dubuzi's spirit was dark green, while Lin Xiao's was dark purple. Their natures were completely different. Dubuzi leaned toward poison. Lin Xiao's spirit carried a dark attribute, not yet ultimate darkness, but his flame spirit already had the essence of ultimate fire. He had named it the Bone Spirit Child Fire, born from a trace of the bone-chilling flame and carrying some of its characteristics. Though it wasn't fully a child fire yet, Lin Xiao believed he could make it one. 8 extremities collapse, he snorted, channeling the technique through his hands. A faint dark purple glow gathered, and with a thunderous palm strike, he unleashed hidden force onto the deer's rump. The deer cried out, spun, and charged. Lin Xiao seized its antlers, and with a forceful swing and another palm strike, augmented by concealed strength, he ended the beast's life. Powerful internal force and spirit possession made his attack devastating. When the deer's body fell, a yellow spirit ring bloomed and drifted toward him. Lin Xiao's eyes brightened. Spirit rings contained soul power. Could he convert that soul power directly into douqi? He sat down before the yellow ring and began attempting the conversion according to old Yao's instructions. The soul power in the ring trembled, then stabilized. Nothing happened. A moment of stunned confusion passed before the answer occurred to him. A spirit ring acted like a cage around the soul power, preserving it. To access the power, he'd have to break that confinement, but shattering the ring would let the soul power scatter. How much could be salvaged? Teacher, are you there? Lin Xiao called into the ring, wondering if old Yao was asleep. Little one, what problem have you encountered? Old Yao's voice came from the ring, and Lin Xiao's face lit up. He explained his idea at once. Teacher, the spirit ring contains soul power. Old Yao paused to consider. He hadn't thought of this before. In an instant, he appeared, looking every bit the venerable master. His gaze fell on the yellow ring. As you said, this spirit ring does contain a considerable amount of soul power, he agreed. This is easy. Old Yao drew the yellow ring into the ring world. Inside, he squeezed gently, and the spirit ring shattered cleanly. Its soul power scattered like a burst of light. With a casual gesture, old Yao corralled the stray soul power and confined it into a gathered ball. In short order, he had converted the spirit ring's soul power into douqi. Little one, it's feasible, and the soul power here is very pure, old Yao said. I'll reserve a space inside the ring. From now on, any spirit rings from beasts you kill that you don't need, I'll absorb for you. He explained his plan. Half of the collected power would be converted into douqi, the other half would remain as pure soul power, stored for Lin Xiao's use in cultivation. Old Yao had immediately seen the utility. Instead of letting spirit rings go to waste after a kill, better to keep and convert them into usable strength. Lin Xiao was ecstatic. With this method, he could hunt spirit beasts and collect spirit rings while steadily gaining both douqi and soul power. With old Yao doing the conversions, he wouldn't lack either resource for long. Little one, old Yao added, if you find any medicinal herbs or other useful items, remember to bring them back. Okay, teacher, Lin Xiao replied, then returned to hunting and cultivating. A month and a half later, Lin Xiao's strength smoothly reached level 10. Because he no longer had to rely exclusively on converting soul power for cultivation, his progress felt almost like cheating. His innate full soul power talent, combined with old Yao's techniques, produced undeniable results. He put away the last spirit ring of the day and couldn't hide his excitement. He was level 10 now. Huo Yuhao should have joined Shrek by then. Without Electrolux, it wouldn't impact Huo Yuhao in the short term. Lin Xiao wondered how easily Huo Yuhao would pass the Evil Soul Master challenge without him. Little one, your cultivation speed is not slow, old Yao said, but his voice carried a trace of concern. However, your douqi cultivation seems not to have truly begun. Lin Xiao forced a smile. Douqi cultivation was far tougher than building soul power. Whenever he tried to raise his douqi, he always felt a vague obstruction, as if the world itself resisted him. Teacher, I always feel like the world is blocking my douqi cultivation, he admitted. Old Yao's expression grew thoughtful as Lin Xiao's words hung in the air. Yao Lao gave a slight nod, as if nothing had surprised him. He stroked his beard and smiled. Little one, this is natural. Soul power is the mainstream of this world. Douqi is more like an outsider. It's naturally harder for you to cultivate. It's only an obstacle for now, not an insurmountable problem. Once you learn to cultivate it, that obstacle will disappear and your strength will rise accordingly. His meaning was clear. It was like trying to kindle a fire in water, difficult, but not impossible. If the fire reached a high enough level, it could break the restraint of the water. As long as Lin Xiao made even a little progress, the path forward would open. Everything was hard at first. "Teacher, I understand." Lin Xiao saluted. He had wanted a shortcut. Soul power was easier, but in the end it couldn't match Do Qi. He still needed to cultivate Do Qi. Yao Lao nodded in approval. He was a teachable student. Then he fell silent. A master could show the door, but walking through it was up to the disciple. Finding a quiet, safe spot, Lin Xiao calmed himself and began to cultivate Do Qi. He drew the Do Qi stored in the ring out bit by bit. Inside his body, the invisible shackles that had restrained him seemed to harden, while the Do Qi thickened and battered at them. Crack, crack. Gradually, Lin Xiao felt the blockage nearing collapse. It was close, so close he could taste it, but that last bit felt like an ocean. The Do Qi surged and swelled. If a little wouldn't do it, then dump it all in and smash this thing. Crack. Under the onrush of massive Do Qi, something inside him shattered. The energy flooded his body, wild and rampant. Soul power and Do Qi wound around each other, sometimes fusing, sometimes repelling, neither willing to yield. A terrifying pressure slammed down, forcing both energies to quiet. The restlessness calmed. Lin Xiao hurriedly guided his cultivation, coaxing the two forces into balance. Under his control, soul power and Do Qi finally settled into harmony, and the burning, turbulent sensation vanished. "It's done," he breathed. He punched the tree beside him with a fierce grip. The trunk split where his fist hit. As satisfaction warmed him, he looked up and froze. A small golden-furred beast sat watching him, tilting its head with wide, unblinking eyes. "When did this little thing get here?" Lin Xiao thought, startled. Yao Lao answered in his mind. "It arrived 3 days ago and has been observing you. It has very strong fortune about it. I originally wanted to chase it off, but it showed no malicious intent. I let it stay." Strong fortune? With its golden fur and glittering eyes, could this be the three-eyed golden lion? If so, then Qi Wang might be nearby too. "Is there the aura of any powerhouses around?" Lin Xiao asked, already taking a step back, ready to run. "No, rest assured," Yao Lao replied. If a powerhouse had been nearby, Yao Lao would have warned him. Lin Xiao relaxed and crouched, staring at the little beast. The beast returned his gaze, and for a long moment, the human and the creature watched each other without awkwardness. Suddenly, Yao Lao's voice cut through his thoughts. "Run! A powerhouse is coming." Lin Xiao sprang up and bolted. The golden beast was startled, slipped off the tree trunk, shook itself, and then snapped into a fierce expression, baring its fangs. "Little ancestor, you scared me to death," a voice called from behind the beast. A massive, three-headed creature landed with thunderous force. Its crimson bodies and sheer presence made Lin Xiao stagger back a few steps. Despite its menace, the beast behaved obediently before the golden-furred creature. This was no ordinary spirit beast, but one of the 10 great fierce beasts, the three-headed Qi demon mastiff, Qi Wang. The golden little beast let out 2 short calls, "Awu, Awu," and Qi Wang answered by scooping it up and darting toward Lin Xiao. The mastiff's voice rumbled. "I scared your friend away? Don't worry, I will fetch him back." "Little one, your body is too weak for me to possess," Yao Lao warned in Lin Xiao's mind. "If you can't escape later, I'll have to act. When I do, run immediately." "I know," Lin Xiao replied, steadying himself. Qi Wang's presence filled the clearing as it landed in front of Lin Xiao. The pressure of its aura pushed him back, but he kept his eyes locked on the creature. "Little friend, don't go," Qi Wang said. Lin Xiao prepared for whatever was coming and felt Yao Lao ready to move, but then Qi Wang spoke again, and Yao Lao halted. The golden-furred beast leapt down from Qi Wang and trotted to Lin Xiao's side, pressing close. It made its little call again, "Awu, Awu," and Lin Xiao frowned. "What is it trying to say?" he asked. Qi Wang translated, "The auspicious beast says it bears you no ill will. Although you have killed many hundred-year spirit beasts, that does not matter. There is a kind of energy on you that it likes very much." Lin Xiao's confusion deepened. Just 2 little calls and that was all it meant? But as Qi Wang continued, Everything clicked into place. The auspicious beast asks that you stay. It will give you cultivation resources. In return, you must give it one strand of that energy inside you every day. Lin Xiao stared. He had only just managed to balance Do Qi and soul power. Already the beast wanted a strand of his Do Qi each day? He shook his head immediately. No, that energy is for my cultivation. If I give it to the beast, my strength will suffer. The golden-furred creature blinked its big eyes and pressed closer, but Lin Xiao stood firm, refusing to part with what he'd fought so hard to master. Chapter 13. Cooperate with the three-eyed golden lion and become friends. Lin Xiao shook his head. Give up a wisp of Do Qi now? He'd only just managed to cultivate it. That wasn't happening. The three-eyed golden lion cocked its head, as if thinking. Lin Xiao took the chance to speak into the ring. Teacher, can you kill that three-headed red magic mastiff? Old Yao's voice answered without hesitation. If I act, I can kill it. But if I do, Old Yao continued, I'll sink into a month-long slumber afterwards. That beast, no, that spirit beast, is roughly at the level of a 7 to 9 star Do King. It hasn't attacked yet, so I can't be precise. Lin Xiao nodded. He remembered the three-headed red magic mastiff had been cultivated for about 300,000 years, roughly equivalent to a level 97 spirit master. In other words, roughly Do King level. That made sense. The auspicious beast wanted his Do Qi because free-floating Do Qi had a much higher energy level and would be easier for it to refine. The energy in his body, cultivated gently over time, was different, but the converted free Do Qi was more concentrated and tempting. He wasn't going to be reckless and let Old Yao act and fall into a month-long sleep. That cost was far too high. Before he could decide, Red King translated the Golden Lion's next words. "Oh!" The auspicious beast sounded again. Red King looked at Lin Xiao and translated. The auspicious beast says, since you refuse, compensate with the lives of those low-level spirit beasts. Lin Xiao felt his chest tighten. He readied to call on Old Yao, but Red King didn't move to attack. He glanced between Lin Xiao and the three-eyed golden lion. It looked like he was giving the human a chance. Lin Xiao thought for a moment, then spoke. I can give you a wisp, but not right now, he said. I'll state my conditions first. If you agree, we can cooperate. The three-eyed golden lion nodded. Red King translated. The auspicious beast says, state your conditions. Lin Xiao laid them out calmly. First, I need medicinal herbs that can restore the soul. I know such herbs exist in the Stardew Great Forest. You must not refuse that. And second, he added, I need a spirit ring. For the first condition, if you can provide soul-healing herbs, I'll give you energy in return, 2 herbs for 1 wisp. He kept the demand simple. For a spirit beast, medicinal herbs were practically worthless to them, but invaluable to a spirit master. The three-eyed golden lion agreed at once. If their herbs couldn't be used by the beasts themselves, exchanging them for Do Qi was a sensible idea. "Oh, ow," the auspicious beast uttered. Red King translated, wait here. We'll go back and get the medicinal herbs. Red King took the three-eyed golden lion and left. Only when they were gone did Lin Xiao let out a long breath. Old Yao's voice sounded in the ring. Little fellow, when the time comes, exchange the Do Qi in the ring with them. You don't have to give away the Do Qi you cultivated yourself. You can use what's in the ring. It's from conversion and therefore less delicate. Lin Xiao had already planned to do exactly that. So there's no difference between both types? He asked. There isn't, really, Old Yao replied. Yours is gentler, but functionally they're the same. Relieved, Lin Xiao waited. Not long after, Red King returned and, to Lin Xiao's astonishment, threw out a mountain of medicinal herbs. A huge pile of plants and roots tumbled to the ground in front of him. This is too much, Lin Xiao muttered. Is this little fellow trying to drain my Do Qi dry? He'd known spirit beasts were wealthy, but not like this. Still, his ring's Do Qi wouldn't cover everything. He proposed an adjustment. Auspicious beast, I don't have that much energy right now. How about this? I'll take a few of those plants now, and we'll exchange here every 3 months. Does that work? The three-eyed golden lion considered the offer, then nodded. This human didn't want to take advantage. He seemed fair. The golden lion reached out and made a soft sound. Red King, looking a little puzzled, translated, The auspicious beast says, she wants to be friends with you. Lin Xiao blinked. Friends? Was the auspicious beast trying to find a steady source of energy? He allowed himself a small smile. Once they grew acquainted, mutual benefits could be possible. Just as he was about to respond, old Yao's voice chimed in wryly. Little fellow, agree, we can trick her later. Lin Xiao grinned inwardly at his teacher's scheming mind. He reached out and wrapped his hand around the golden lion's small paw. From now on, we're friends. My name is Lin Xiao. The three-eyed golden lion nodded proudly, a friendship agreed to in name. Old Yao chuckled in the ring. This kid has a future. My little fellow, old Yao added, the 10 herbs closest to the auspicious beast are the best for restoring the soul. Take those first. You can exchange for the rest later. Lin Xiao felt a flush of luck. With such a large pile, the best specimens would surely be among them. He picked out the 10 herbs old Yao recommended, then looked up. Auspicious beast, I only have 5 wisps of energy right now, so I'll take these 10 plants. The auspicious beast seemed satisfied. A practical deal had been struck, and a new, if somewhat opportunistic, friendship was formed. P.S. Please vote and keep reading, dear readers. During the trial period, continuous reading is very important. The humble author thanks you. Lin Xiao wasn't greedy, mainly because he couldn't afford to give away all his dou qi. Converting it back later would take time, and he didn't want to drain himself completely. The three-eyed golden lion didn't stop him either. She nodded, then stared at him with wide eyes that clearly said, I want it. I want that energy. Lin Xiao smiled and looked to the Scarlet King. Scarlet King, do you want to verify this energy for me? Just to make sure there's no mistake. The Scarlet King paused, its 3 heads conferring with one another. The human had a point. Fine, I'll verify it first. You are the auspicious beast, so I trust you, but this is my duty, the Scarlet King added by way of explanation. Lin Xiao didn't mind. He pretended to force a strand of energy from his hand, but it actually came from his ring. The dou qi condensed in his palm, bounded by the energy within his body. The Scarlet King sensed it and found nothing wrong. This energy of yours is high level, but far too little. Useless to me. If I were your level, I'd think the same. Lin Xiao chuckled and handed the energy to the three-eyed golden lion. She tapped her paws and brilliant golden energy flared from them. A vertical eye opened in the center of her forehead, and the dou qi Lin Xiao offered was instantly absorbed into her aura. Seeing this, Lin Xiao provided 4 more strands. The three-eyed golden lion engulfed them, happily tucking them away and looking up at Lin Xiao with obvious satisfaction. Awu, awu. The Scarlet King translated, the auspicious beast asks what kind of spirit ring you need. She'll go fetch one now. True to her word, the three-eyed golden lion moved. Lin Xiao nodded and closed his senses to his spirit. A dark attribute, dragon-type spirit beast, around 1,500 years. Is that possible? The Scarlet King asked, surprised. Lin Xiao wasn't sure if he could absorb such a high-level spirit ring, but he knew he needed the soul power. During the conversion, the flow of soul power would be gentler, but there were limits. Yao Lao had suggested 1,500 years as a reasonable target, otherwise Lin Xiao might have asked for 2,000. Dragon-type spirit beasts were rare and powerful. A 1,000-year one contained much more soul power than an ordinary beast. You've got nerve, kid. The Scarlet King sneered. A dragon type. Aren't you worried DTN will come looking for trouble? Lin Xiao grinned. Didn't you tell me to say it? The great Scarlet King wouldn't go back on his word with a rank 10 spirit master, would he? We'll see. The Scarlet King snorted, affronted that a mere human dared to speak so boldly. The three-eyed golden lion laughed, leapt into Lin Xiao's arms, and curled up, clearly enjoying the scent of his dou qi. Less than 3 minutes later, the Scarlet King returned, carrying a dark purple dragon. Kid, absorb it quickly. The Scarlet King was full of disdain, but before Lin Xiao could move to claim the dragon, the three-eyed golden lion stepped forward. She strutted up to the dragon, pointed at Lin Xiao, and let out a few insistent howls. Lin Xiao hesitated. Was she asking the dragon to sacrifice itself to him? Wait a moment, auspicious beast. Are you asking it to perform a sacrifice for me? He asked. The three-eyed golden lion nodded. Lin Xiao brightened. Since it's a sacrifice, can I change which spirit beast? 1,500 years seems a bit low. Kid, don't push your luck. 1,500 years. Do you know how rare dragon-type spirit beasts are? the Scarlet King snapped. "Wanting an even older one? You're dreaming." "No way," it added firmly. Humans were greedy, the Scarlet King muttered to itself, unsure whether the auspicious beast being friend this one was good or bad. Lin Xiao laughed it off and didn't press further. 1,500 years it would be. If only he'd thought to ask for more from the start. A tactical error, he mentally noted. The dragon obeyed and willingly sacrificed itself. Because it was a sacrifice, the soul power it released was gentler. Lin Xiao didn't hesitate and began the conversion at once. The three-eyed golden lion sensed the energy and snuggled closer, basking in the rare warmth. The Scarlet King watched, its three heads puzzled as they tried to grasp what was happening. After a while, it gave up, muttering that thinking any more might grow it a brain. After a long session, Lin Xiao finally opened his eyes. His body glowed with a dark purple light, and a single purple spirit ring manifested beneath his feet. "Auspicious beast, step back a bit." He straightened and then proclaimed, "First spirit ability, Dark Feast." The moment the spirit ability activated, darkness spread in a 3-meter radius around Lin Xiao. His strength increased by 30%, and his attacks were suffused with dragon might. With his current form combined with the 8 extremities collapse, he felt confident he could take down a 1,000-year spirit beast easily. The speed of soul power conversion had also increased. The Scarlet King clicked its tongue. "You brat, aren't you afraid of being labeled an evil soul master?" As a side note, his dark attribute is deliberate. He'll be heading to the Holy Spirit cult later. Power itself is neither good nor bad. Context matters. Still, some call it evil. Evil fire is still called evil. Lin Xiao shot back irritably. "By that logic, are Ziji and Daitian dark as well? Should humans kill them?" This will be explained to the protagonist later, around chapter 22. The Scarlet King scratched its heads. It admitted defeat. "I can't win an argument with you." "Humph." Lin Xiao retracted his spirit ability in spirit, then gently picked up the three-eyed golden lion. "I'm leaving now. If I haven't returned in 3 months, then this deal will be delayed. Is that okay?" he finished, rubbing the lion's head. The three-eyed golden lion nodded. "Ooh." The Scarlet King translated, "The auspicious beast says okay." "Also, stop hunting low-level spirit beasts," Lin Xiao added, offering an embarrassed smile. "Don't worry," he promised. After returning the three-eyed golden lion to the Scarlet King, he took a few steps away, then turned once more. "Auspicious beast, if you ever take human form, I'll come back and give you a name." With that, he left. The auspicious beast was thoughtful. Human form? Maybe it could be possible. The Scarlet King muttered, annoyed at the brat. "I'll give him a lesson next time," it threatened. But the three-eyed golden lion shot at a glare that made the Scarlet King awkwardly look away. Once out of the Scarlet King's range, Yao Lao spoke up. "Little fellow, that auspicious beast's third eye contains the power of destiny." Chapter 15. The Old Master Yao Teaches Alchemy. The power of fate, what they called the Emperor Auspicious Beast's destiny power, could not escape the teacher's notice. The Emperor Auspicious Beast was the hope of the Soul Beast clan. Di Tian doted on her, and even Qi Wang would not dare be presumptuous in her presence. It was precisely that ethereal fate power that made the Auspicious Beast so precious. There was only one like her on the entire continent. "Teacher, that fate power is the reason she's so fortunate, isn't it?" Lin Xiao asked as they walked, careful not to reveal too much of what he already knew. "That power of destiny, together with how highly the Douwang values her, ties her to the fortunes of the entire Soul Beast clan," Yao Lao said casually. "It's like the clan's luck rests on her shoulders. Later, we can continue to cooperate," he added with a wry smile. Though the world's energy level here was low, the relationships and destinies woven around them were complex. First that kid, now the Soul Beast clan. Lin Xiao thought it through. The auspicious beast probably hadn't yet been noticed by God King Shaoling, and she hadn't met Huo Yuhao either. The clan's hope remained intact for now, but not for long. Huo Yuhao would meet her soon. If that meeting came, Lin Xiao resolved someone must abduct the auspicious beast before Shaoling did. The golden dragon spear must not fall into Shaoling's hands. The value of the Soul Beast clan was far more than a single weapon. "Little fellow, find a safe place. I'll teach you alchemy," Yao Lao said. Those 10 heaven and earth treasures aren't outstanding, but they can still be refined into pills that treat the soul. Good timing. You can practice with the medicinal ingredients you gathered earlier, he added. Lin Xiao's eyes lit up. He had long wanted to learn alchemy, but had been too embarrassed to ask. Now the teacher offered it himself, solving that nagging worry. If he had questions, he could ask Yao Lao. Pills existed on Douluo Continent now, the mystic water pill and others, and they were costly. One could raise a soul's power, even change aptitude. With Yao Lao personally refining pills, their effect might be far stronger. He only wondered whether they could awaken Electrolux. That would be amazing, Lin Xiao said. Teacher, can the pill you refine awaken him? Yao Lao chuckled softly. Heh, little fellow, it's possible, but only to awaken him. To restore strength, you'll need other preparations. These heaven and earth treasures from the Soul Beast clan are old, and their effects aren't what I'd hoped. If they were better, the pill's final potency would be higher. Yao Lao agreed. The Douluo world's resources were paler than those from his own world. These ingredients weren't immortal plants. They simply couldn't match higher-grade materials. Still, he said, they'll do for this stage. They found a safe cave, and Yao Lao set to work. Little fellow, watch carefully and learn, he instructed. Lin Xiao nodded and listened intently. With a slow wave of his sleeve, the 10 medicinal ingredients appeared. Yao Lao began, step by meticulous step, explaining the entire refining process. The control of heat, the timing of herb decomposition, the condensation of the pill, and, most importantly, the blessing of spirit. Lin Xiao absorbed every detail, afraid to miss anything. Yao Lao needed no alchemy cauldron for such simple herbs. When the bone-chilling flame manifested, Lin Xiao shivered. His own spirit was nothing compared to that precise, pale white blaze. Under Yao Lao's control, the flame acted like a living tool, coaxing the herbs into refinement. Yao Lao condensed the pills with his bare hands until 3 distinct pills formed. He bestowed spirit on each, an extra boost that made their effects notably stronger. 10 ingredients had yielded 3 pills, and from their gleaming appearance and faint white glow to the delicate fragrance they gave off, they seemed almost delicious. The scent alone cleared the mind. Teacher, did you refine these with Do Qi? Lin Xiao asked, staring at them. The results looked powerful. Yao Lao stroked his beard. Yes, if I'd used soul power, they'd be much weaker. Lin Xiao nodded. That made sense. What grade are these pills? These ingredients are around 900 years old, Yao Lao said with a smile, but their intrinsic potency is poor. The pills are grade 2. Grade 2. It wasn't bad, especially for soul-type pills, produced from repeated purification and extraction. If these had been high-class heaven and earth treasures, they might have started at grade 3, but given the world's limitations, grade 2 was acceptable. Still, could grade 2 pills awaken someone like Electrolux? Isn't that grade 2 low? Lin Xiao pressed. Electrolux had been a god. Even as a remnant soul, his former strength was considerable. Yao Lao chuckled and shook his head. Like I said, they can awaken him, but only awaken him. They'll bring him to full awareness, enough to speak. He won't be able to exert any of his former strength. He's only a remnant soul. If he were a complete soul, these grade 2 pills would be useless. Even so, Yao Lao's spirit bestowal made these pills more potent than ordinary grade 2 remedies, perhaps even better than the mystic water pill. Lin Xiao realized that with living gold, Electrolux might recover much more. Where was living gold most abundant? The Stardew Great Forest, of course. He mentally kicked himself for not thinking of that earlier. Back then, he had only wanted soul-restoring herbs to help Yao Lao regain strength and had forgotten Electrolux. Now that he'd remembered, it didn't seem hopeless. He could negotiate with the auspicious beast later, trade for living gold, or trade pills to attract her interest. He didn't have that many pills yet, and Yao Lao's process wasn't easy, but it was a start. Little fellow, Yao Lao said, looking up at him, though these won't do much for that person, they'll help you quite a bit. Chapter 16. The Mutual Appreciation Between Elder Yao and Elder Yi. Venerable Yao's words brightened Lin Xiao's eyes. This pill, was it for him? Teacher, isn't this pill supposed to be for him? Lin Xiao asked quickly. If I take it, will he still be able to awaken? If taking it would prevent Electrolux from recovering, Lin Xiao didn't want to use it. There would be more pills later, and although his current soul power was weak, it wasn't useless. Getting Electrolux back was the priority. Venerable Yao smiled gently. You, child, of the 3 pills, 2 are enough for him. The remaining one is just right for you. Lin Xiao hesitated. And you, teacher? Venerable Yao felt a tremor of gratitude in his heart. He hadn't taken this disciple in vain. Little one, rank 2 pills are useless to me. They're perfect for you. Only then did Lin Xiao understand. With Venerable Yao's strength, rank 2 pills wouldn't do much, but for him they could raise his soul power significantly. Thank you, teacher. Venerable Yao smiled in satisfaction. This disciple was sensible. Lin Xiao took the pill, examined it, then looked up. Teacher, what soul realm do I need to reach before I can imbue pills with spirit? He knew Venerable Yao's realm was high. After the revival, it had even reached the heaven realm. Venerable Yao's soul realm now must be the spirit realm. In battle through the heavens, soul realms were divided into mortal, spirit, heaven, and emperor. You need to reach the spirit realm, Venerable Yao said. The word spirit in imbuing with spirit refers to that. Little one, your soul hasn't even reached the mortal realm yet. Lin Xiao gave an embarrassed laugh. He knew he was weak, but not that weak. Teacher, I don't even have mortal realm soul power. Can I refine pills now? Practicing is still practice, Venerable Yao replied. You can try once your soul power is sufficient. For now, remember the key points I mentioned and try refining the motions. Lin Xiao finally understood. He was only at the foundation stage, learning the process by imitation so that when he truly began refining pills later, fewer mistakes would occur. All right, I'll take the pill first to improve my soul power. You go help him recover. Venerable Yao took 2 pills and returned to the ring. Without hesitation, Lin Xiao swallowed the remaining pill and began to refine it. The moment the pill sank into his stomach, a vast, soothing medicinal force poured through him. While Lin Xiao worked on assimilating it, Venerable Yao fed the 2 pills into the sphere of light where Electrolux hovered. With terrifying soul force, Venerable Yao crushed the pills, their medicinal effects scattered and poured into Electrolux's remnant soul. After that, Venerable Yao used Do Qi to aid the recovery further. Outside, Lin Xiao completed the refinement. A lightness washed over him. His soul power had strengthened. I wonder if I've reached the mortal realm, he thought, then shook his head. If 1 pill were sufficient to reach the mortal realm, things would be far too easy. A voice suddenly rose from within the ring, grand and boastful. With hands that grasp the sun and moon, I pluck the stars. None in the world compare to me. Venerable Yao's exasperated reply followed immediately. All right, you've both died once. Why are you getting more pretentious than me? Lin Xiao couldn't help laughing at the banter. Electrolux laughed too. Both of them had died once, after all. You are very powerful. May I ask which divinity you are? Electrolux asked. He still couldn't solidify a body, but he could sense Venerable Yao's immense strength. A god? I'm no god, just an old fellow, Venerable Yao said. But you, why are you in an even worse state than me, with only a wisp of a remnant soul? Venerable Yao's tone was blunt, but not unkind. The divinities of Douluo were mere children beside him, he thought. Electrolux realized that Venerable Yao's soul body was far more intact than his own, almost whole. Most of what happened in the past, I don't remember, Electrolux admitted. Let the past be the past, Venerable Yao said. Electrolux agreed. He didn't remember much of his prior life, but the important parts remained clear. It's just a bit of hardship, that's all, Venerable Yao added philosophically. Ha ha ha! Electrolux laughed. Just a bit of hardship, yes, that sounds about right. The 2 old souls found common ground and fell into easy conversation. Electrolux marveled at Venerable Yao's power. Venerable Yao learned about Electrolux's necromantic abilities. Inside the ring, the 2 equally knowledgeable spirits chatted and praised one another. Lin Xiao listened silently from outside, a little dumbfounded that they could get on so well so quickly. Eventually, Electrolux turned his attention to Lin Xiao. I can teach the young fellow outside magic, he offered. You're not ready yet. It'll be fine to teach him once you can manifest a human form, Venerable Yao answered, sensing Electrolux's fragile state. He was still too weak to do more than speak. With you here, none of this is a problem, Electrolux said cheerfully, clinging to the hope Venerable Yao represented. Venerable Yao inwardly wanted to punch him for his clinginess, but refrained. Senior, is there anything that can help you recover quickly besides my teacher's pills? Lin Xiao asked from outside. He tried to keep his interest subtle. The little fellow has hit the key point, Venerable Yao said. Right now, I don't have pills powerful enough to heal him immediately. In my world, there is a treasure called living gold, Venerable Yao added. This treasure is the best healing item at this stage. If I could find even a small piece, I could recover part of my strength. Living gold? Venerable Yao hadn't heard of such an item and asked, puzzled, what is this living gold? Living gold contained immense vitality. It was useful not only to Electrolux, but to Lin Xiao as well. Living gold could not only replenish life energy, but also open a sea of spirit. Back then, Huo Yuhao, with Electrolux's help, had opened a second spiritual sea. One could imagine how valuable even a single piece of living gold would be. At Lin Xiao's current stage, it was the most practical world and heaven treasure he could possess. How useful it might be to Elder Yao was another matter. After all, Elder Yao's level in life was far higher. Electrolux paused, surprised. You really don't know about living gold? I'm not from your world, the remnant soul replied. Why would I know about living gold? Is the treasure very powerful? Elder Yao asked, curious. Although the remnant soul's life power was weaker than his, it was by no means ignorant. For now, it's extremely useful, the remnant soul said. It might not do much for you, but for me and the little guy outside, it's invaluable. Electrolux didn't know how effective living gold would be for Elder Yao, but he knew it worked for himself and for Lin Xiao. Elder Yao nodded, unconcerned. He understood that the world's system wasn't particularly advanced, so its treasures might not scale to his level. No matter. If we can get some, that's good enough. But does the Douluo Continent even have living gold? That question mattered. Both Electrolux and Elder Yao came from other worlds. It was natural they didn't know whether Douluo contained living gold. Lin Xiao did know. Not only did the continent have living gold, it had quite a lot. He couldn't say that outright, though. Teacher, senior, don't lose hope, Lin Xiao said softly. Later we can ask the auspicious beasts. Spirit beasts have many heaven and earth treasures. If they have living gold, we can trade for some. He made it sound easy. Just ask the spirit beasts. In truth, they really did possess living gold. It was a safe route. For now, that's all we can do. Little guy, cooperating with the spirit beasts back then was a brilliant move. Elder Yao let out a faint laugh. He was glad he hadn't acted rashly earlier. Lin Xiao nodded inwardly. The original plan had been to trick the other side a bit. The gains were within expectation. Now that Elder Yi and Elder Yao had both awakened, it was time to move. An audacious idea formed in Lin Xiao's mind. Intercept the Ice Emperor. The Snow Empress had become a soul spirit with Electrolux's help before. With Electrolux awakened now, how far from making soul spirits could they be? Besides, he now had two masters who specialized in souls, one once a god, the other perhaps having surpassed gods. Soul spirits shouldn't be difficult in front of these two, right? With that backing, his ambitions naturally needed to be higher. After a little more conversation, the three separated. Lin Xiao left as planned, heading to the far north. The far north, on the northern border of the Heavenly Soul Empire, was a region of ice and snow, bitterly cold and one of the Empire's forbidden zones. Fortune favored the bold. The greater the hazard, the greater the reward. Better to seize it himself than let it profit Shaoling's side. The Heavenly Soul Empire's capital, Heaven Dew City, lay along his route. After leaving the Stardew Great Forest, Lin Xiao arrived there. Teacher, can my flame spirit keep me from freezing? Lin Xiao asked aloud into his ring. If it had been the bone-chilling flame, he wouldn't have worried about the cold. His spirit had only captured a trace of that essence. You'd still be at some risk in extreme cold at your current level, Elder Yao replied slowly, dashing his plan to stride to the far north unprepared. Lin Xiao sighed and decided to buy warmer clothing. He headed to the Heavenly Soul Empire's auction house, but he was short on cash. Under Elder Yao's guidance in the Stardew Great Forest, he had gathered many medicinal herbs. Selling some would get him the funds he needed. A female attendant approached cheerfully. Sir, may I help you? I want to sell some medicinal herbs. Do you accept them here? Lin Xiao asked calmly. We do. Please wait a moment, sir. I'll bring an appraiser. She led him to a lounge and hurried off. Little guy, there are good things here, Elder Yao transmitted into Lin Xiao's mind. Electrolux piped in with amusement. Yao Chen, what kind of teacher would teach his pupil to rob? Elder Yao was left speechless. Lin Xiao hurried to smooth things over. Senior, my teacher never told me to rob. Even if he had, I'm not capable of it yet. Heh, little guy, with your master here you can rob as boldly as you like, Electrolux said, laughing. When I recover, the three of us will rob together. Elder Yao blinked. So you won't let me teach, but you plan to teach him yourself? All right. Once you're both recovered, we'll pull off something big, Lin Xiao replied with a faint smile. Robbing the Heavenly Soul Empire wasn't exactly thrilling. If they were going to steal, it should be from Shrek. Shrek had far better treasures. For instance, the golden ancient tree. Rumor said the god king Xiaoling's mother was inside. Whether that was true or not was another matter. Just then, the attendant returned, this time leading an old man in. Are you the one selling medicinal herbs? The old man asked, fixing his gaze on Lin Xiao. The look startled Lin Xiao. Despite the man's age, his presence was imposing. He appeared much stronger than the average person. Yes. Lin Xiao produced a selection of the herbs he had collected. The old man's eyes lit up. They were good herbs, age not high, but effective. May I ask, the old man began, studying Lin Xiao intently, is your spirit a body martial soul? The old man's interest was obvious. If Lin Xiao possessed a body martial soul, he was a perfect candidate for the body sect. Lin Xiao was taken aback by the question. Senior, are you from the body sect? The old man nodded. A disciple of the body sect. I'm old now, so I serve as a steward at this auction house. He then manifested his spirit, a palm. Lin Xiao looked at it and felt nothing spectacular. It was a body martial soul, but not an extraordinary one. The old man's talent likely hadn't been high. He had achieved little, hence his current position. The body sect was the Heavenly Soul Empire's guardian sect, and its disciples were common within the empire. Had he concealed his spirit, other body sect disciples or elders would have recognized it immediately. Lin Xiao considered for a moment, then answered, It is indeed a body martial soul. The old man laughed with satisfaction. Excellent. Young friend, how would you like to join our body sect? If you join our body sect, I'll buy these herbs at double price, he added. Chapter 18, Entering the Far North, the research of Elder Yao and Elder Yi. Double the price. The old man scoffed. Am I only worth double the price? Lin Xiao was momentarily at a loss for words. He had planned to join the body sect someday, but agreeing right now felt like selling himself. If he accepted immediately, he'd be tied to the sect. If he refused, the offer would double. He liked money, but he didn't want to be bought. After a pause, he shook his head. Senior, I don't wish to join the body sect at this moment, he said calmly. I will come to the body sect later and join then. He intended to make a trip to the far north before formally joining. Once he became a disciple, with his spirit, Doupo would highly value him, and it would be very hard to leave. Many people would follow him, and that would complicate things. Better to settle his matters first. The old man eyed him. Lin Xiao neither refused outright nor accepted. He only promised to join later. How can I trust you? The old man asked. The body sect was domineering. Its disciples rarely let people slip away. When they wanted someone, they usually got them. Doupo had once gone to Shrek personally to demand recruits without a shred of hesitation. Senior, I can't give you a guarantee, Lin Xiao replied. Whether you trust me is up to you. He didn't care much. At worst, he could run, and with Yao Lao around, he could get away. The old man studied him. The youth had a hint of arrogance, but didn't look like a liar. After thinking a moment, the old man decided and produced a token. This is a body sect disciple token. From now on, you are a member of the body sect. Lin Xiao froze. Had he misunderstood? Senior, you're an elder of the body sect, aren't you? This token, the old man smiled. Not exactly. This is my disciple token. I'm giving it to you so you don't run off. Don't think about tossing it away. There will be consequences. Lin Xiao blinked. He'd assumed the old man represented the sect, but it turned out to be the man's personal token. The veiled threat was bluster. Useless, really. If I take your token, I won't be hunted down, will I? He asked, instead of grabbing it immediately. That doesn't matter now. I'll return to the sect later and inform them, the old man said. Hearing that, Lin Xiao accepted the token without further hesitation. He planned to join eventually, so taking it wouldn't hurt. The old man relaxed. He'd found another disciple. Yao Lao had sensed the token too. It was ordinary, nothing dangerous, so Lin Xiao could accept it safely. "Little fellow, what's your name?" the old man asked, drawing a card from his sleeve. "Lin Xiao," he answered. The old man handed over the card. "There are 5,000 gold coins on this card. Your medicinal herbs are worth about 2,500. Lin Xiao took it and then took his leave. The old man watched him go with satisfaction, another recruit for the body sect. He slapped his forehead in sudden irritation. "Ah, I forgot to ask what his spirit is," he muttered, too excited to remember everything. No matter, the youth was already listed as a sect disciple. Lin Xiao left the auction house, still unconvinced that he was truly a body sect disciple. He'd accepted the token only to avoid trouble. He bought supplies for the far north journey, including an alchemy furnace, then set off according to the map. The far north lay on the northern border of the Heavenly Soul Empire. It was a long way off. Without at least a month or two, he wouldn't arrive. He didn't mind. He had the time. He wondered how Huo Yuhao was getting along with Wang Dong now, and whether he'd met Ma Xiaotao yet. He'd given Huo Yuhao a chance. If they crossed paths as enemies later, Lin Xiao wouldn't hold back. He also speculated about the evil fire, whether his spirit could devour it and add another type of flame to his repertoire. That would be quite useful. Instead of taking the main road, Lin Xiao cut through remote paths to train, hunt for spirit rings, and gather herbs. 2 months flew by. Now he stood on a snow-covered peak in the far north, the alchemy furnace he'd bought set before him. He practiced the alchemy techniques Yao Lao had taught him. After dozens of attempts over the last weeks, his method had become much more skilled, though he still couldn't refine first-grade medicinal pills. What he produced wasn't even a pill yet, but his technique had clearly improved. After putting away the furnace, Lin Xiao scanned the endless white around him. The far north was nothing but snow and sparse life, a frozen, lonely world. "Teacher, how's your research going with Electrolux?" Lin Xiao asked into the ring. Yao Lao's voice came through, measured. 80% certainty. "Too low," another voice. Electrolux replied confidently. "By my method, it's at least 99%. Yao Lao countered. "Your method requires the other party's cooperation. How can you be so sure?" "If the other party cooperates, then 99%, Electrolux said without hesitation. "If they don't, I still estimate an 80% chance of forcing them into a soul spirit." Lin Xiao was stunned. So the 80% Yao Lao mentioned was the chance of forcibly making someone into a soul spirit. Cooperation raised the odds to 99. With 2 experts like them working together, getting cooperation wouldn't be impossible, and forcing it had a surprisingly high success rate. Yao Lao still sounded wary despite such numbers. He was being extremely cautious. On the way north, Lin Xiao had raised the idea of the soul spirit while hunting spirit beasts, and both Yao Lao and Electrolux had taken great interest. They were experts with souls. The concept was advanced for current times, but if it worked, the benefits would be obvious. The 2 of them had immediately begun researching the idea together. Both Medicine Elder and Elder Electrolux were masters of soul manipulation, one a soul alchemist at the spirit realm, the other an undead calamity. Both had an intimate understanding of souls. In just 2 months, they had worked out how to turn spirit rings into soul spirits and had raised the success rate so high it was essentially perfect. A good teacher truly made all the difference. "Teacher, Elder Electrolux, you mean it's now completely possible to make the spirit rings into soul spirits?" Lin Xiao asked. Medicine Elder nodded. "Xiao Xiaozi, you could say that. From now on, every one of your spirit rings should become a soul spirit. That way, your spirit abilities will unleash their full power." Lin Xiao wasn't surprised. That was exactly what he'd been aiming for. Spirit abilities in the soul spirit state were far more powerful. "I understand. Also," Medicine Elder added, "your current mental energy. If you use soul power to refine pills, you can produce low-grade pills. But if you want to refine pills using Douqi, you're still a long way off." Lin Xiao brightened at that. Refining pills with soul power, even low-grade ones, was useful. It was better to have pills than none, and if he didn't need them, he could always sell them later. I'll give it a try. He brought out his pill furnace and followed Medicine Elder's method, using several low-grade formulas and proceeding step by step. First attempt, furnace explosion. Second, explosion. Third, fourth, fifth. On the fifth try, he finally produced something that actually looked like a pill. This pill refining is totally different from what I practiced before, he thought. A tiny mistake in fire control could blow the furnace. A moment's lapse during condensation would do the same. It was far harder than his earlier practice had suggested, and that was just for low-grade pills. He shuddered to think how many explosions a first-grade formula would require. Xiao Xiaozi, you're doing well, Medicine Elder said. Without the 2 months of prior training, you'd probably have needed over 100 explosions to succeed once. Lin Xiao felt relieved. The earlier practice had helped. Then Medicine Elder's tone changed. Now you should think about getting out of here. Lin Xiao glanced down the mountain and froze. Scorpions, ice blue and countless, were swarming up the slopes from every direction. The sounds of the furnace explosions had drawn them in. He hadn't realized how many would come. Except for the mountaintop, the entire area was ringed by scorpions. Medicine Elder lay there calmly, unconcerned for Lin Xiao's safety. Spirit possess! Lin Xiao roared. Dark purple light flared from his body. His muscles bulged, his frame seeming suddenly enormous. First spirit ability, Dark Feast. Darkness swallowed him. In that pitch black, Lin Xiao moved like a phantom, each step meaning death for a scorpion. The shadow spread across the snow like an ink stain on white paper, blotting out the mountain's purity. At the base, the scorpions continued to stream in, 100-year, 1,000-year, 10,000-year, the older and larger scorpions gathering lower down as if directed by a single massive leader. Lin Xiao felt the strain. His soul power was only level 15. He'd just raised it 3 levels through recent battles, from 12 to 15, and most of that power had been siphoned off and converted into Do Qi. Still, a level 15 spirit master facing a thick swarm of ice blue scorpions was no joke. 8 extremities collapse, he shouted. With his spirit ability boosting him, Lin Xiao pushed the 8 extremities collapse to its limit. His palm strikes killed scorpions under 1,000 years old in a blow. Spirit rings dropped from the dead creatures, and Medicine Elder swept them up, converting them into Do Qi. By the time Lin Xiao reached halfway down the mountain, he was exhausted. Damn it, he muttered inwardly. He'd been getting cocky since he had Medicine Elder and Electrolux, neglecting basic caution. Gritting his teeth, he forced his Do Qi to surge and charged down again. Inside the ring, Medicine Elder and Elder Electrolux watched his efforts without hurrying to intervene. How much longer can this kid hold out? Electrolux asked while Medicine Elder converted the spirit rings. No hurry, Medicine Elder replied. He hasn't reached his limit yet. This is nothing. Then a 3,000-year scorpion appeared. Lin Xiao inhaled sharply. He could barely handle 2,000-yearers, and a 3,000-year beast made his heart pound. He threw everything he had into maintaining Dark Feast, and striking with 8 extremities collapse, his palms battered raw. In the end, a single palm strike left him too weak to continue, and he collapsed onto the snow. My life's not worthless, he said with a smile, though breathless. The 3,000-year scorpion opposite him was injured but not dead. At his best, Lin Xiao believed he could have inflicted worse wounds. Medicine Elder's terrifying aura then burst from the ring on Lin Xiao's hand. Xiao Xiaozi, you have not disappointed me. Medicine Elder's figure materialized beside him, white mist drifting with the snow to lend him an ethereal, immortal air. From now on, for your training, seek out 5,000-year scorpions. Anything below that is of little use to you now. Relief and gratitude filled Lin Xiao. He smiled. Having a teacher like Medicine Elder was his greatest asset, but he knew he couldn't rely on that forever. He'd come close to death this time. In the future, he would act more cautiously and take care of himself. Chapter 20. Teacher, don't rush. Let me negotiate. Electrolux had no idea what Lin Xiao was thinking. He glanced at the ice-blue scorpions swarming around them. With a single, effortless raise of his hand, a divine pressure fell from above. In an instant, vast numbers of ice-blue scorpions collapsed into spirit rings. The snowy field that had been white a moment before now glittered yellow, with occasional flashes of purple. Even a 10,000-year ice blue scorpion, seeing the change, panicked and bolted so fast it scarcely believed its own speed. Lying on the ground, Lin Xiao only saw a whirl of yellow in every direction. His teacher had acted. He hadn't seen how, but he felt the force of it in his bones. "Teacher, how are you so strong?" he blurted. Electrolux's tone was calm. "Old Yao, your soul power isn't weak." Electrolux had sensed it clearly. Lin Xiao had used soul power to quietly finish off some of the scorpions. Their deaths had looked natural. "Heh! You're not lacking either," Electrolux said with a faint smile, then drew the spirit rings toward himself in a terrifying sweep of power. Boom, boom, boom. He absorbed them into his own ring. Before he could rise to leave, the earth began to tremble. Lin Xiao scrambled to his feet as snow loosened and the mountain itself groaned. "Xiao Xiaozi, swallow your pill. Conserve your strength and run," Electrolux called urgently. Lin Xiao forced down the crude recovery pill he'd refined, a bitter, second-rate medicine, but a medicine nonetheless. As it hit his stomach, his soul power jumped by 30%. He channeled it and fled. "Left. There's a cave. Take shelter." Electrolux's voice guided him. Lin Xiao darted toward the hollow and barely made it before the avalanche thundered down, burying the slope in a roaring wall of white. Inside the cave, Lin Xiao slumped against the wall, panting. His heart still hammered. "Teacher, that was dangerous," he said, chastising himself for his recklessness. If he'd refined the pill in the cave to begin with, none of this might have happened. "Heh, cultivation is often like this," Electrolux replied from within the ring. "A little more caution, a little more cunning, never too much." Lin Xiao nodded, chastened. Half an hour later, when the avalanche subsided, he cleared the cave mouth and stepped back into the bitter air. A cutting wind hit him in the face. The far north had grown even colder. Boom, boom, boom. The ground shuddered again. "Xiao Xiaozi, this time we're in serious trouble." Electrolux's voice was grave, more serious than when he'd faced the scorpion horde, and second only to the time they'd met Qi Wang. Lin Xiao's words died in his throat as the earth split. From the fissure, an enormous ice-blue pincer tore up and out, and an immense scorpion hauled itself free. Lin Xiao staggered back 2 steps. The creature raised its head. Its voice impossibly came in human tongue. "Human, you have great audacity. How dare you slaughter my subjects?" Its gaze bored into Lin Xiao. Its venom-laden tail swayed like a threat. Before that colossal body, Lin Xiao felt as small as an ant. The far north, an ice-blue scorpion that spoke human words. A name leapt instantly into his mind. Ice Jade Empress Scorpion, the Ice Empress, one of the 3 great heavenly kings of the far north. "Xiao Xiaozi," Electrolux said quietly, "it looks like I'll have to enter a slumber for over a month." He'd already felt the Ice Empress's power. Its cold was terrible, different from his bone-chilling flame, but beyond anything Lin Xiao could handle. Without Electrolux intervening, escape would be nearly impossible. Hearing this, Lin Xiao forced down his fear and stepped forward. "Teacher, don't be hasty. Let me try to negotiate first," he said. Electrolux frowned. "Now is not the time for bravado." "Don't panic. This might be the very reason I came here," Lin Xiao said, forcing himself calm. Electrolux hesitated, then fell silent as if considering. He did not forbid Lin Xiao to speak. Lin Xiao met the Ice Empress's gaze and bowed, trembling in the bitingly cold air. Even with excellent cold protection measures, the chill seeped deep. "Ice Empress," he said, "I came looking for you. I did not intend to slaughter your kin. For that, I apologize." The Ice Empress stopped, taken aback. It had arrived intending immediate slaughter. This human's apparent strength, only a 15th-rank spirit master, didn't fit the profile of someone who could wipe out its subjects. Still, the Ice Jade Scorpion's aura clung to Lin Xiao, keeping the Empress suspicious. Those who lived long were wary. The Ice Empress acted with caution. If this human had no powerful backer, killing him would be no loss. But if someone stood behind him, that thought pricked at its interest. "What business could a 15th-rank spirit master have with me?" it rumbled, its tone wary. "Do you come for my spirit ring? If so, then today I shall slaughter." Lin Xiao steadied his voice. "I have come to guide you to godhood." The Ice Empress exploded into laughter, a sound like cracking glaciers. "Ha! You can't even withstand one strike from my pincer, and you say you will guide me to godhood? Who gave you such arrogance?" The impact of its pincers slammed into the ground as it laughed. Lin Xiao was jolted back onto his heels. He knew how ridiculous it sounded, claiming he could elevate one of the three great heavenly kings. Without proof, why should the Ice Empress believe him? Yet he had to try. "You are soon to face your 400,000-year heavenly tribulation," the Ice Empress said after a pause, voice suddenly sharp. "Do you believe you can survive it?"